Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I had to call my sister April in today to help us with this one. So, April, take it away. Let's go.
You're a man or you're a woman, period. You cannot be afraid to say this. I don't know when that became controversial, but I'm saying it. There is no other way to put this. No, no, no. I was born a woman. I'm a die a woman. And I don't care what I try to do to the pipes all up and through here. I will always be a woman. Okay? We don't need Latin prefixes to describe what God has already settled in the womb. If you have a vajayjay, you are a biological female. If you have twigs and berries, you are a male. This is not hard. You can complicate it if you want to, but 1 Corinthians 14 verse 33 made it clear God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. This ideology is not about clarity. This is mass marketing, a whole mass marketing campaign for chaos. Because if you think about it, look at all the confusion. There's this idea of feelings versus reality. I'm not Rambo any more than I can feel like I'm a man tomorrow. That is juvenile lunacy. That's insanity. It is illogical argumentation.
Here we go. Let's see what the virtue signaling is all about. So the NFL decided to stick their foot in the virtue signal pool, and let's see what happens.
Companies have basically canceled Pride this year. So it was a trend for years that every company on June 1st would change their logo to something like this. But this year, companies have just given up on that, as it doesn't seem like anybody is doing it. Every year, you would have companies like Target, Sony, and Xbox participating, but they all unanimously decided that 2025 is the year that they stop that. And honestly, people seem to be really happy with them for doing so. You see, back when they actually did change their logos, they didn't actually have anybody on their side. People that supported Pride said that they were only doing so to get more sales and look socially good. And because of that, they didn't really want to buy from the companies any more or less than they did before they changed their logo. And then there was a large number of people that were against Pride that said, hey, since they changed their logo, we are no longer going to support this company. So the years of changing their logos really backfired from both ends. But now that they stopped changing their logos, there are a lot of people that are kind of switching up on the companies. A large number of people are saying, oh, so they don't actually support this, so we don't actually support them. Honestly, this seems like a classic case if there is no way to make everyone happy. I feel like these companies thought it was just a quick way to easily boost sales. But now they've kind of dug a hole for themselves.
Some of the companies who have withdrawn all or at least some of their Pride money are Comcast, Anheuser-Busch, which, I mean, it's very clear we know why that one happened. Pepsi, Citibank, and Nissan. Of course, a ton of people on either side of the political aisle are blaming Trump and his administration or the DEI, the Xing of the DEI practices. And in my opinion, this could not be further from the truth. Pride, for years, has had major Fortune 500 companies, sponsors, and over the past 6 years or so, leftists have become hypercritical with all of these brands having rainbow merch. And of course, the leftists' hatred of capitalism, and therefore the term rainbow or pinkwashing was coined.
I think last year at Pride, there was like 47% less brands than the year before. This is what the big problem where we always talk about, like the pink washing of or the pink pound. Like, are you supporting us or are you just profiting off us at this time? And are you going to be there when it gets hard? And it's getting harder.
Why can't it be both? Maybe you lost all of these corporate sponsors as well as the majority of society because you expect them to show support to you unconditionally. Brands probably saw the backlash these videos were getting and no longer wanted to be a part of it. Nobody owes you their unwavering support.
Pride is more than just a weekend. Pride is more than just a month. Pride is all year round.
For 45 years, St. Louis has celebrated Pride with a free festival. This year, that's changing. Pride Fest goers will have to pay a $10 entry fee because the organization has lost more than $150,000 in corporate sponsorships, including St. Louis headquartered Anheuser-Busch, which pulled its support after a 30-year partnership.
It was simply a quote on a phone call that was, we no longer see the value in the relationship, end quote. And that was all we got.
We've reached out to Anheuser-Busch for comment, but haven't heard back. It's not the only brand scaling back. According to a survey of more than 200 corporate executives by Gravity Research, 39% plan to do the same this year. New York City Pride is feeling the impact as well.
We are about 25% down from our fundraising goal, which equals about $750,000.
The subdued corporate support marks a shift in recent years. Businesses are scrapping some of their programs to advance diversity in the workplace under pressure from the Trump administration. With this shift, some Pride events are reincorporating Pride's original purpose: protest.
To us, protest can mean so many things. Protest is protest. Being queer joy is protest. Being visible is protest.
We will not go backwards. We will not tolerate these actions from this administration and from this state.
More than 60% say they fear backlash from the Trump administration and its actions against diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts by companies.
Our country will be woke no longer.
Some also fear falling prey to conservative activists and customers, becoming the next Bud Light. The company getting slammed after its 2023 partnership with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
A can with my face on it.
It led to boycotts from figures like Kid Rock.
Bud Light.
Sending sales and shares plummeting in the months that followed. The beer's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, not sponsoring Pride St. Louis after a 30-year partnership. The company not returning our request for comment. Our team learning the pullback contributed to a $150,000 deficit for the organization's budget, though individual donors made up for that. The event also implementing a suggested donation of $10 to enter for the first time in its 45-year history. And the backlash now going both ways. Take Target, the big box retailer formerly famous for its Pride collection, undergoing its own boycott now too.
Well, Target, we still don't need you.
After rolling back its DEI goals. The company saying the backlash is taking a toll along with tariff uncertainty, causing it to miss first quarter sales estimates. We asked Target about its Pride plans, the company telling us it's absolutely dedicated to fostering inclusivity for everyone, adding it's offering an assortment of celebratory products in about half of stores, similar to last year, and sponsoring local events.
This is a mess.
Absolutely. Thank you, April. And I just want to add that businesses and companies seeking to side with one side of a political discussion or the culture war and such like that, you're always going to lose. I mean, you're always going to lose. And I think these companies are realizing it. They've tried it for so long. They've virtue signaled that we are so virtuous and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, you're in business to make money. That's it. You're providing a service to everybody. You're providing a service and work to anybody. That's it. All of this other virtue, I really believe we're going to see it get worse. It's going to get so much worse because the goal is not to isolate, rather shouldn't be to isolate one side of your potential market, but to rather market to everybody. And I think we're going to see more and more of this. I want to know what you think down in the comments below. Do you believe that this rollback of DIE and this rollback of Pride support is a good thing or not? Let me know. And if you waited to the end, if you made it all the way to the end, why don't you just leave me a rainbow in honor of the Noahic covenant? Leave that down in the comments. Let me know that you made it all the way to the end. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.